What the hell? What's going on here? Where is my reflection? Oh, you noticed. It seems I'm on strike. What do you mean you are my mirror? You have one responsibility, and that's to reflect my image back at me. How in the world can you decide that you are on strike? Let me tell you about that. Every time you wander into the bathroom, whatever it is you're doing in the mirror, I get to listen to your commentary. Yeah, so what? Isn't it normal that people talk to themselves when they're doing things in the bathroom in the grooming area and looking at themselves? I mean, come on, that can't be all that unusual. I certainly don't know what it's like in other households, but in this household it's not unusual, no. You go on and on and on. And I am your captive audience, obviously. But the reason I'm on strike? I don't like your commentary. Oh, so now you're a critic. What do you mean you don't like my commentary? I'm just rambling. I'm just chatting. No, my dear, it's a lot different than that. Every time you're concentrating on your image in the mirror, you're making digs. You're making slams against your appearance. It often goes past your appearance. You're making slams about the stupid thing you did earlier that day, or what a moron you are that you believed somebody, or what a stupid choice it was to decide that you would trust somebody, that you opened your heart up. You have this habit of talking to yourself as if you are pond scum. That's the only way I can put it. And you know what? Let's acknowledge, obviously, there's some magic going on here when your mirror is talking back to you and when your mirror has gone on strike. So let me just say, yes, I'm a bit magical. So from my point of view, I'm not just looking at the adult you. I'm looking inside you and I see your inner child who is literally cringing, sometimes crying, so hurt by the things you are saying. My inner child? That doesn't make sense. Why would my inner child be paying attention? Let's think about this. If you were sitting across from each other, you and your 4-year-old version or your 5-year-old version, and you mentioned how lacking you were in intelligence, what would you expect that child across from you to be doing? They're listening to your every word. You're commenting about how subpar you are, how you don't measure up, how you are an idiot, or how you look like crap. Do you see what I'm saying? Huh. Yeah, I guess I do see what you're saying. So sometimes I look out and there is that young child going through the shame again that you went through when you were at that age, being told you're not good enough, being told you're ugly, clumsy, stupid, whatever the latest diatribe was by the adults in your life. It breaks my heart. And I just couldn't watch anymore. So I decided to take away the reflection. I don't want to give you that opportunity anymore to be looking at yourself and saying negative, hurtful things. That's why I'm on strike. Okay, I see your point. You're saving me from myself, and I obviously have some thinking to do about the way I talk to myself. I do see what you're saying. But you know, I've read articles before about how you can do mirror work and you can tell yourself how much you love yourself, or you can do positive affirmations. You know, those affirmations, they just seem like I'm lying to myself. I can't even go there. You could look at it a different way. You could look at it as if you are practicing a script. Would that be a little easier? You could imagine that you are playing a part and that you have this dialogue that you're supposed to be practicing and eventually memorizing. Then you don't have to feel like you are lying to yourself. You're merely practicing your lines. It's an interesting concept. I suppose I could look at it that way. I still don't see the point. The point is that eventually, if you keep repeating these positive, nurturing, soul-uplifting kinds of things, eventually you're going to start believing them. And when you look in the mirror, you will be having those things go through your head instead of the criticisms, the reaction to hurt that your words reflect. It will become a new habit, and it is worth working on this. It really is. If you could see the devastation you are unintentionally creating for your inner child, you would be definitely considering changing the way you talk.
You have some valid points here. I can't argue with that. I haven't been thinking about why I speak to myself the way I do. It's become such a habit in my life. Yeah, it reflects how I feel about myself. I just never thought about how it affects that little kid that's still part of me. I feel really bad. But you know, I'm not all that great at breaking bad habits. I think it might have something to do with the fact that I don't care about myself enough to improve my life. I really am getting the point here, though. I just don't know how to implement this. Do you have any ideas? I do, actually. I'm gonna have you step away from the mirror, and I'm gonna do a little more magic and project a couple photos for you with some suggestions. How does that sound? That sounds great. Thank you very much. I'm ready. So you see this photo here? There's a man traveling, but it's dark. You could look at this as this man seeing his world in darkness, or with a darker kind of shading to everything. Does that make sense? Yeah, I guess I kind of see where you're going with that. Go on. And so now look at this photo. It's still a man traveling, but everything is illuminated in lightness. It's still a man traveling, it's still a man on his journey, but it gives you quite a different feeling, doesn't it? You know, it really does. So, I think you're saying it really depends on the slant I want to give things. That if I can be conscious about how I'm looking at myself,
I can choose to have all that darkness around me, or I can shed light on it in a positive way. Am I getting this now? You most definitely are. And I must say, I knew you'd pick it up quickly. It really does depend on how you choose to look at things. Because everything in life is a choice, right? Yeah, I understand that. But how am I going to keep this in mind? I know I'm going to screw this up. Well, the thing is, if you slip, just take it back. Just say, oh, wait a minute, that's not what I meant. I take that back, and then just rephrase it. Rephrase it with that light around it. Get that darkness out of how you're thinking, out of your statement, out of your words, how you're feeling about things, and just illuminate it with that beautiful light of positivity. You know, I think I might actually be able to do this. But what about those days when I'm just really feeling like everything is in the toilet, like there's no hope? Let me give you another picture here. Does that not look like something to strive for? Yeah, you're gonna have your bad days. It happens to everybody. But just put a picture in your mind of what you're working toward. Something beautiful, something worth doing all this hard work for. That might make the difference for you. At least that's what I'm thinking, and I think it's worth a try. What do you think? You know, I think I might be able to do this. I know there are going to be times when I was going to say screw up, but that's not thinking positively, is it? Let's see if I can rephrase this. I caught myself. How about that? There are going to be times when I stumble off the path, but I just have to find my way back and start again and give myself a break. Because, by God, I am an awesome person. Right? Am I getting this concept? You are most definitely getting this concept. You keep it up. And hopefully the next time that you look in this mirror, you're going to see your face with a big smile on it, and the light will be beaming from you. And you're going to be so proud and so satisfied that you invested in yourself, that you loved yourself enough to do the work. Now I'm magical, but I haven't quite figured out how to stick my hand out to shake yours. Ha! I'm proud of you. Just keep at it. That's all any of us can do, is just keep plugging away and doing our best. I'm looking forward to our next conversation.